Hey YouTube! So first off, you're probably noticing that I look different. I am not wearing mascara or very much other makeup. I had makeup on, went and did my R&D stuff or whatever, job stuff, and my mascara was driving me crazy. Well, my eyes were driving me crazy. They're dry and itchy, and I don't know if it's allergies or if I got something in them. I can't decide, but they were bothering me. So I took my mascara off. Might have a little bit of eyeshadow left, but hey, we can't look fabulous all the time. And really, it doesn't matter. I am the kind of person who would not go to my mailbox without at least mascara on because I have like clear eyelashes. I say they're transparent eyelashes. And I've just not been a fan of that ever. But that's a rant for another day. But anyway, it really, really doesn't matter. I've been thinking about that a lot lately. You know, I go out in public every now and then without makeup. I'm usually really self-conscious about it, but I'm getting better, and I think that's something we should all do. I'm going on a rant, but that's something that we should all really try, because a lot of us think that we're not pretty without makeup, or you know, we have to have this or that, or have to do our hair a certain way to be presentable or whatever. And it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't. You know, as long as you're clean and healthy and happy, it doesn't really matter. But anyway, rant for another day. So I look different. So sue me. Take it or leave it. No hateful comments, please. But anyway, today I want to talk to you about living through a big change. And what I mean by that is like when you move. Specifically, I'm going to talk about me moving. But just any kind of system shock like that, where you go from something that you've known your whole life or that you're completely comfortable with and feel at home with, to a new situation or a new place or a new scenario, and you know, you have to completely alter the way you're living, really, to fit into that new place or perspective or whatever it is. So as you guys know, I lived in Northeast Tennessee all my life, really, except for I went to a college in Middle Tennessee for just a little while, but most of my life I've been in East Tennessee, Northeast Tennessee, you know, nestled in the Appalachian Mountains. So, you know, I live in it's a city area more than, well, I actually lived out in the middle of the sticks, which was amazing. I lived like half an hour from the city, but the city I lived in, or the city I worked in and everything, was not huge. It was kind of big, but not huge by any means. It wasn't like a major city kind of big, but it wasn't tiny. It wasn't a town. It was actually a city. So, or is. So, even when I was in the city, I was always surrounded by the mountains. Like, you could be in the most rundown city-ish part of town and look up and see the mountains. So you're really never very disconnected from the, I was checking my incense, it smelled really strong all of a sudden. You're never really disconnected from nature. Like, it's always there visually, even when you're surrounded by concrete. Okay, now, and also, like I said, I lived in the middle of sticks, so usually I had my yard and this huge field surrounding me, and, you know, rolling hills and just gorgeousness, and I can see the stars clear as day, but beautiful, beautiful clear stars at night, and, you know, just amazing, close to nature. That's where I was. Now I'm in the middle of this big city. You know, there's a naval base here. That's the kind of city it is. It's, you know, concrete to concrete to concrete. It's not, you know, you don't see very many trees, really. You don't see very many, like, grassy areas. It's pretty much building to building kind of thing, and there's not very many parks here either, and the parks that are here, you could be sitting or standing in the middle of the park, and you could still see the buildings and everything. So it's hard to get away from the city, the hustle and bustle, the madness that is, you know, civilization. So it was a huge, huge, huge shock kind of thing. And now I live in an apartment versus a house with a yard and all that stuff. So it's like, ugh, it was so hard at first, you know, and I would go in and out of feeling spiritually connected to the earth. The moon in the sky, that was really the strongest thing I had going, because it's just hard to find a place to go and just earth and ground, to like sit in the grass and just be. So that was a huge shock, because that's something I did all the time at home, was just go outside, sit in the yard, away from people, you know, maybe the dogs are there, but that's it. you know, you're sitting in the trees and you just feel chill. And you guys, if you watch my channel, you've seen videos of, you know, some of my yard at least, so you can see how beautiful and peaceful it was. And now it's like, cars and traffic and sirens all the time. So that was really hard for me, and I'm sure that I'm not the only one who that was hard for. So I wanted to make this video about really finding spirituality in spite of all that. And I think this has really been a good thing, because I've learned to really hold my spirit within me, instead of needing to go out and connect in order to feel that. There's like very few little walkways and areas and stuff like that where you can go and kind of like hide. You can still hear the traffic and all that, but you know, hide away to where at least you can't see it. Like sit in there's this little area of trees, and if you sit in just the right spot, you don't see the cars and everything, and you can just sit in the grass and just chill. But aren't very many, and people walk through there all the time, so they're like, well, what's that guy doing? You know, what's that chick doing over there? She's just sitting in the grass and like being weird. So, you know, whatever. It's kind of, you know, you're not left alone. And I don't really know how, you know, I don't know if I have any advice on how to do that. Honestly, I guess I just wanted to talk about it. And hopefully it'll help somebody, even if I don't have advice. But yeah, I did it. I was forced to find that in myself, to be able to pull it from inside out, instead of relying on having to go out in the woods or whatever. And well, some things I've done that have also changed since I left is I cook every single day now. And before, I liked cooking, but I didn't cook every single day. I was really, really bad about just getting fast food and not having to worry, you know, not worrying about cooking and everything, because like I said, I was like half an hour from my job, and I went to school in that town for a little while too. So I was like half an hour from everything else I did, and you don't want to like go drive 30 minutes home just to make lunch or just to make dinner. And also, you know, I'm early 20s, so what do I want to do? Hang out with my friends. So, you know, if I find myself having free time after work or school or whatever, I'm going to hang out with my friends as much as I can and then go home late. So, you know, I ate a lot of fast food, and I really got sick of it. That was probably a blessing in disguise, because even though I was shoving myself full of junk and just absolute crap, now I really don't like fast food. There's very few fast food places I'll eat, and I'd have to be in a mood for it, or, you know, I don't eat it very often. Like, I'll go to Sonic. I hate McDonald's. You know, I hate Burger King. I hope I don't get in trouble for saying this stuff. This is just my opinion. You know, I don't really like any fast food, but Sonic, like, if I'm going to do fast food, it's probably going to be it, even though usually I'm like, ugh, why'd I eat that? Anyway, but, you know, now I really, really like, I crave more whole foods, which is just awesome, because processed food is, bleh. Cut that out. Don't eat very much processed food, or any, if you can get away with it. But, you know, that was one of the big things, is cooking. And I cook, you know, I have tons of herbs that I throw in my food and everything when I'm cooking. And I love, you know, a lot of people, they're like, oh, just give me a meal I can make in 20 minutes. But me, I don't care to spend like 2 or 3 hours in the kitchen for one meal. You know, I made my own bread. I learned to make butter from heavy cream. If you take heavy cream and just shake it, I know Flora Peterson did a video on shaking it, or Charming Pixie Flora is her YouTube name. You could shake it and it'll eventually turn to butter. You just gotta shake it forever. And you can also do like a churn, or what I did was a mixer. I did a mixer and I like pressed the stuff out. Anyway, there's videos about it. It's awesome. So check that out if you've never done it. It's a really cool project, especially you know, teach your kids how to do it. It's awesome, you know. And I learned how to do that, and I really just love making food and love, you know, preparing a meal that I know exactly what's going into and exactly where it came from. So that's been something that I think has helped me. I haven't really meditated much at all. I think I've meditated I've full-on meditated once. But other than that, I do like my little mini meditations, or my ruminations, as I like to call them, where I just kind of sit and think. I don't like do the whole own thing per se, but I'll ruminate on life and all that. I do that every once in a while, but not very much. I don't know. I'm really just gabbing, but hopefully this helps somebody. Let me see what time I'm at. I need to stop. Okay, so hopefully that helps somebody. I might post another video about this. More of a vloggy kind of thing, but thanks for listening, and blessed be.